This is my paneled wall, and I'm going to attempt to try to spackle those seams and try to turn it into a flat, smooth surface. This is paneling. Some people want to call it shiplap. This is not shiplap, this is paneling. Started dismantling my living room so I can start working on this wall. I took everything off the shelf, which is in these boxes here, and I'll move the stuff right from here and here, and of course take the mirror down, everything off the wall. Now the shelf, I'm going to try to do what I need to do without having to move it. That thing is heavy. Well, I don't have to do it by myself, but it's still heavy. And I think that I can work in that corner without having to remove it. Now the thing that I'm uncertain about, because as you can see here, is what I'm trying to do is use the spackling paste to cover up these lines of the paneling. Smooth it out so it can look like a drywall, a complete flat drywall. And then once I do that, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do the slats vertical or horizontal. And that's where I'm kind of stuck in my decision on how I want to do that. But the first things first, I'm just going to go ahead and spackle up all those holes, sand it, paint the wall. And then I thought about where I go through that, just put the wood slats and then just patch up the holes that need to be patched up. Well, I mean the grooves that need to be spackled in between the slats. But if I'm going to go horizontal, then I need to go ahead and just spackle each hole, each line I should say. Yeah, so that's my new latest project. What I really would love to do with this wall is do the horizontal shiplap, or I'm not sure, board and batten. The thing is, I'm concerned because I have a accent slat wall on the opposite wall where my TV is, and I don't know if that'd be too much doing that over on this side as well. And then on the other side, I like to change my mind a lot, so no telling, I'll probably, paint the one that's on the TV wall, and I actually put it up there where I can easily take it down if I have to, because I have this bad habit of changing designs. So whatever I do to this particular wall, though, it's going to stay up there permanently. I'm not messing with it, because that's technically what I would consider my accent wall, this panel. So I'm going to keep working at it, and hopefully I can get it to look as smooth and give it that drywall texture, or close to it, where you won't notice when I paint it, because I want to actually just paint it white. And then the other wall, I would rather just leave it black. I'll paint those wood slats on that wall black. So I'm torn between that, but right now I'm going to focus on this wall, get it completed, and figure out which way I want to go with it. I have a miter saw, I have all the tools, and I do have the wood in the garage where I could cut it and do the angle designs. That's a lot to think about, because the horizontal slats I did in my bedroom on that accent wall, my headboard wall, I put a few boards there and painted that a sage green color. And then of course the picture I showed you, what I would like to do here also is to do the same thing. But then again, I don't know. She can't make up her mind, y'all. What I am going to do here is do this first coat. I shouldn't say coat. I'm doing the first layer, and then I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to go back over it a couple more times to when I run my hands across it, it needs to be smooth where I don't feel any of the indentations of this paneling. Then I will sand it, and then I'll use a roller, a paint roller that has little, I can't even explain it. It's not a smooth surface on the roller. I'll just use that, and hopefully it'll give me those knockback type texture of drywall on this wood, hopefully. As you can see, I've already puttied up some of these seams. I'm trying to make it feel smooth, that way I can sand it and it'll be a flat surface. This one, I'm gonna have to work with, because the way it was attached together, I think this was two pieces where they actually joined it together. However, I did all this, oh, that's wet. I did this whole wall last couple of days, and it's dry, and I have to go back and check the seams and make sure when I sand it, it's a flat wall surface. Wish me luck. What I decided to do, because that's thicker, this was real thin, which is here, I decided to take it out and put a thicker molding on the side. I could have gone thicker, but this is good enough. Alright, I took the molding that was in the corner and I put a thicker molding in the corner. Then I have to do the other side. I'm taking a break right now. I had to go out and do my cuts using my miter saw for the first time. Then I need to come back in and caulk this, cover all the little nail holes. Then of course I have to go on this side and do that little thin strip. I'm tired, as usual. This is what I took down. See how thin that is? That's what I took from over there. Now, I have to pry the other part off, which means I'm going to have to move all this stuff from that side of the wall to the right side. As I said, I need to take all this stuff and move it. I may have to move this thing I didn't want to. It's heavy, I'm going to have to unscrew it, move it to the center, move all this over there, and try to get that corner piece out. Oh God. What have I gotten myself into? I always do these things to myself. I got a little help, but this is my project. The hub basically gave me a tutorial on how to use the miter saw, so I'm up and running now. And once I get those pieces up and caulk those corner pieces, caulk that one, and of course that one over there once I do it, then I will finish sanding this wall and then figure out what feature I'm going to do to it and paint it. What I'm attempting to do is remove this thin molding strip from the corners. I've already done the opposite side. Now I'm working on this side, and I'm using my blade to try to cut through the paint so I can pry it away from the wall. Some of the nails I couldn't pull them out after I pulled the strip down, so what I'm doing is just taking my hammer and just knock them back into the wall because I don't feel like fighting with it. So here you can see now I'm adding the thicker piece of molding in this corner. I have so much mess on that floor. I do have a big giant shop vac in the garage, but I'm not dragging that big old nasty thing in here. So I ordered a little small, tiny one, so I can kind of keep my work area clean, especially when I get to sanding, because I am not covering up everything in the living room. So I don't want the sand, the dust to go everywhere, so I'm keeping it to a minimum. Getting a little ahead of myself, I decided to go this route. I have to get some more boards, of course. Anyway, I'm going back over some of these slut lines. Even though some of them are smooth, some of them still need a little extra spackle on them. So as you can see, I'm working on anything that looks like it could use some extra. I don't know what to do about that. I'm going to have to really work on that hard. And I figured putting these boards up now, I have to go to Home Depot, of course, and get some more. And right here is where I have to hang this back. That's on a stud. So yeah, studs are usually wherever you see an electrical outlet, there's usually a stud right there. So I'm just working on that. It's going to take me a while. I got to take my time with this, because I don't want to have to take these boards down off the wall. I was going to do the diagonal designs, but you know, I'm going to do it just like I did in the bedroom. Straight and paint it all white. We got up early this morning and made a run to Home Depot. It was raining outside. I just wanted to collect all my supplies, so when I'm ready to do this, I'll have everything handy. I threw on the same outfit I had on the other day. Don't judge me. I'm trying to add these additional pieces to the wall. I have this piece of board that I cut to use as my spacer. And of course I have my level because I want to make sure everything is even before I hit it with that nail gun. Now I'm trying to work in this limited space here. I'm going to have to shift things from side to side. The two shelves, I don't know, at some point I'll probably have to take them out of this room. But I'm going to have to move those chairs. Oh my goodness. But I'm going to do as much as I can without having to move it. You can see that big old star mirror? That thing is heavy. I've had that a long time. and it's been painted so many times. Of course, now it's black, and I'm putting it back up on that wall when I'm done. But I'm going to move that out there too. I call myself going to get my tape measure so I can mark off the studs. I'm skipping a lot of steps here. Number one, I could have used some adhesive behind those strips, but I didn't think it was necessary because I have the nail gun now and I have the caulk. Before, when I did my doors, I used glue and finishing nails. But in this case, I just wanted to kind of mark off the studs. At least I think I am. I know they're supposed to be 16 inches apart. So the tape measure wasn't working, so I got my yardstick instead. Here I am struggling trying to get this piece up. Now the top ones were okay, I could manage those, but when it starts getting lower, it seemed like it got more difficult because I wanted to make sure that it lines up with that strip on the edge. So I had to go get some help. He did bring up a good point. He said to just put it on the end, then nail it, and then I can balance the rest easier that way. I don't mind help sometimes, but I'd rather do the things by myself, especially when I'm doing my own projects. I'll ask for some advice when I need it, but otherwise I'd rather do it myself. I have most of it up. I'm not going to go any lower. I could go a little bit lower at the bottom, but I'm not, because that's going to either be covered by the sofa or by the chairs. So that's far enough. So I'm cutting continuation pieces to finish off the spots that's missing. I think my better. bother to use any adhesive, glue adhesive. The only kind of nails and this should be good enough. Because one thing I noticed, I'm the type of person that changed my mind a lot. And if ever I decide I want to take that down, which I doubt it, but probably my other wall maybe, I can pull it out with those nails and cut them. So I'm going to finish up that side. I'm going to have to move the shelves over this way because I don't have any room to put anything, to move it out this way, plus it's heavy. So I'm going to slide it down that way. Then I'm going to work on cutting the pieces for the other side. I thought I was going to have to go back to the hardware store, but I made it. I just patched the little pieces, had just enough to complete this whole project. Isn't that something? Enough scrap pieces to patch. So now I have got to go and patch up all these nail holes. Sand, caulk. I got my work cut out for me, but I'm going to take my time. And then of course I'm just going to go ahead and paint this wall white and be done. Yep, my living room is a construction zone. I was not playing. See, look at all this mess. Oh, she is not playing. I have some paint over there. I have to do some black paint. No, some white paint. And I end up buying another gallon so I can go ahead and do this wall. And move this back. But I think what I'm going to do first is work on this side. I mean, do everything except paint. I'm going to patch and caulk, put the shelf back, and then work my way over. And then when I get ready to paint, I'll do this side first. You know, I got to work because I got these two things here and I have to work around them. The mirror's over there. I hope you didn't see me. The mirror's over here. And so I got to shuffle. Right now, I have patched up the nail holes on that side and did a little sanding. Move the furniture over that way. Then I'm going to go over here and start doing the same thing and work my way over here. So now I'm going to patch up this section. It's a lot of work, y'all. But that's what I like to do, DIY projects.
Sometimes I think I'm okay. I'm feeling the same. My reasons are gone. Say my name. 'Cause baby, I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling. So won't you say my name? 'Cause baby, I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling. Falling for you. Falling for you. Falling for you. I'm falling for you. These are the days.
What I'm doing is checking the boards to see if anything feels like it's pushing away. So if so, then I'll just reinforce it with some more nails.
The light is shining bright, it's our moment. Why don't you just pick a side and tell me?
As I had mentioned before, I'm the type of person that like to change. I get bored quickly. I don't think I'm going to mess with this, but if ever in the event that I do, this is wall paneling. It shouldn't be a problem tearing the stuff down and then putting up some new drywall.
I drift into space, don't know where to go.
I have covered up every little nail hole, and I still got to fix those corners, but that'll be done with the spackle, not the spackle, but the caulk. So I'm going to take a break now, get some lunch, and possibly do a little bit more sanding over there. But the order that I'm going in is make sure I get all those nail holes covered up. Then I need to sand everything. In fact, I'm gonna do the caulk once I get all that done, in other words.
Just take your time, there's no rush for me or you. We still pray to God when we don't know what to do. This shit could be easy, that's why I'm calling. Just tell me the